I love what I do, and it's no secret that I'm a huge advocate of 55 plus. Here, my broker partner, Rodney Jones, and I are going through one of the model homes at one of the great 55 plus here in Charlotte. But I took a bunch of notes today from a friend of mine and a colleague down at the beach. And good friend and colleague, and I can refer you to broker partners up and down the coast, North and South Carolina. But he, like some of my other colleagues, have little thumbnails that say, don't buy this, or don't move to North Carolina. And it's almost like a little bit of clickbait in that they're trying to arouse, and then they get in there and at the end they say, call me and let's buy something. So I'm not mad at them. Everybody's got their own style on YouTube. But here's what I'll tell you. I got some really good takeaway points as I took notes here about why you should not buy 55 plus. And of course, that would be a contradiction in terms for me, because I'm loving the 55 plus lifestyle. However, I've learned a few things over the years, especially as a pastor. For many years, I was pastor of a local church, and as such, in a community, you have some conflicts. That's why the scriptures talk about don't gossip. Well, my wife will come back sometimes from card game. She plays, I don't. And they will have had a little session where people, now I'm not going to use that G word again, but talk about this, talk about that. I say, let's give them something to talk about. Like for instance, a lot of people our age, I'm 74, they want to talk about their ailments. I don't want to talk about your ailments. I can talk to you about the answer to your ailments. I've got some definite thoughts on that. Made a hospital visit the other day to a friend and a neighbor, and had a 7-page printout of what the scriptures say about healing. But I'm not here to preach to you. But this does bring up another point. For instance, politics. Why shouldn't you buy a 55 plus? You would think, at least me growing up as a conservative, that everybody's got that figured out and nobody wants, that weird stuff, but everybody would want a stronger America, stronger economy, a stronger border, but not everybody sees it that way. And I got into it a few weeks back with one of my dear neighbors that I appreciated, and I just happened to be out on the back porch with her, and I said, why do you like such and such? And she's like, I don't want to talk about it. Okay, well, let's just don't talk about it. People say we shouldn't talk about religion and politics. Those are the two things I want to talk about. Oh, wow. So why don't buy 55 plus? Is it really a baby boomer's paradise? I remember friends that we moved down from New York. Well, they started out as subscribers, called, we helped them buy a house. In fact, Rodney was their agent. And they moved down in here with a bunch of, they thought it was a 55 plus, but it wasn't really age restricted. But it was mostly age restricted, because who buys ranch homes? Mostly people that don't want stairs. But this particular community was not particularly age restricted, which I do want to talk about that. But their observation after a few months was, man, people want to party every night. Right? They want to party every night. We'll come to our house, or we'll come to your house. We're going out for dinner. We got 8 people, 12 people. Now, I'll do that every once in a while, but that's just not my style. And it's just not my style. And that might be your style, and if so, then come on. But like, for instance, our neighbor a few doors down, they had a birthday party and got some of us to kind of caravan over to steakhouse, and we all ate together. But I'm still at that point, I'm sitting at a table with 4 or 6 people. So what's the difference, right? Look at Rodney, man, showing this house. This is a great house. We have a lot of fun together, by the way. If you catch our videos, if you ever caught them, we kind of cut up a little bit. But my friend on the coast says, smiling faces. There was an old song about the backstabbers, smiling faces, and everybody tells lies. So it's kind of like high school. If you never grew up from high school, you're going to be that way now. If, cliques, I like this person, I don't like that person, cliques. Now, I just don't want to participate. And again, I think my tenure as a pastor for 27 years, I learned a lot about that. And it's fine to have close friends. It's fine to have smaller groups or people that you tend to want to hang out with, and maybe some people that you don't particularly want to hang out with. But in terms of cliques, it depends on how you approach that. What's cool about the section that we live in, in the early section of this 55 plus neighborhood. A lot of us, you know, we kind of know each other. Although yesterday at the gym, I met a neighbor from 4 doors down across the street that I had never met before. So, you know, you pick and choose who you spend time with. My wife likes playing pickleball. She's got friends. My wife likes playing cards. She's got friends. She likes playing the Mexican train. I've kind of opted out of the big group Mexican train, but I like playing in a foursome where you have a couple over and you do that. So, but in anything, you might have some bullies. And my friend on the coast was just saying, you know, you look at the brochure, everybody looks happy, and everybody is happy at first. Although in our little section of about 35 homes, I was counting them up today. We've got an open house today. We've had about 5 neighbors either already move or want to move. So why do you move into some place and then you want to move out? Well, it may not be everything that you thought it would be. So I would encourage you to, wherever you buy, you know, never hurts to, I've been out with buyers. I'm not doing deals these days. I've got a team of agents like Rodney and Denise and Donnie and Joe and Chris. They go out and do the deals. But used to say to people, we look at houses all day, go there in the evening and just park your car, get out, walk around, you know, push the baby in the stroller, walk your dog, and talk to people and kind of get a feel of the vibe of it. Nothing wrong with that. But when my friend on the coast surveyed people, maybe 280 people that they had moved to the beach, 47% of them in 55 plus said they were already thinking about moving. So I don't know, you might, I've got one neighbor that's getting ready to move, and they moved here. We spent time in their home, cards and, you know, events and hanging out and, you know, Memorial Day cookouts, etc. And we enjoyed that. But their grandkids moved somewhere and they want to be closer to their grandkids. So that's not just you coming down from New York wanting to be close to your grandkids that are here. But if your grandkids are here and then they move, you know, another 40 minutes away, that still can be a hike, you know. So there are a lot of reasons, but I think some people have been disillusioned. I know I had some people up in the Denver area of Charlotte, northwest side, that moved in and they got a little discouraged about the rising HOA prices, and they weren't using all of the facilities, but they're still paying for all of them, because HOA prices can go up. They typically don't go down. I like where we're at, where it's about $250. Could it go up? It could, but it probably won't ever go down. So to me, it's a good value. But if you're not happy now, in other words, there's no magic pill about moving into 55 plus. If you ain't a happy person, just moving into a 55 plus, there's no magic pill that you're going to be automatically a happy person. So you're always going to have nitpickers. You're going to have people that are always complaining. I just bow out of those conversations because I ain't got nothing to complain about. I'm grateful. So what else? Oh, he was talking about the stories he didn't mention the villages in Florida, but I will. We've all heard stories about all the weird sex stuff that goes on. And, you know, the husband dies and then the wives, and a lot of weird stories. I have never seen any indication of any of that kind of stuff around up and through here in any of the 55 plus. So we do business in all of them, and we like all of them for different reasons, whether it's the location or the amenities or, you know, the architectural, the plans. But I've never heard anything about that. So but he does say, hey, this is 55 plus is not a dating app. I mean, yes, certainly you may meet somebody, but if that's sort of your focus, we have a dear neighbor who's widowed, and dude, she's probably in Venezuela or somewhere in Buenos Aires right now. She's always traveling. She was in Switzerland not long ago. She's always traveling, so she's living that life, but she's not treating it like a dating app. So, guys, there are a lot of reasons there. Politics, I hit on that. Partying every day, I hit on that. And as my friend on the coast said, there are alternatives other than 55 plus. Call me and we can talk about that, where there are ranch homes neighborhood where it's mostly people that don't want stairs, but not all. 704-345-3400. I'll see you in the next video. Call and tell me your story.